What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing them the bacon NBA DFS video. We got 4 games. It is Tuesday. It is October 29th. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. If you've never been here before, we do have giveaways every single day. 2 ways to win, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, FTA+. First way, like the video, be a YouTube subscriber, and leave a comment on the video. If this video gets at least 50 likes and you've left a comment, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. 100 likes on this video, a chance at a free month. 150 likes on this video, a chance at a $200 free year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. Second way to win. Somewhere in this video, I will say a keyword. Listen for that keyword, type that keyword down below, and have a chance at a free week of FTA+. Now, you could win both of them. It just really depends on if you're listening and if the luck is on your side. So yesterday's video, we did get, what did we get on yesterday's video? 700 views, only 17 likes. So you have a 1 in 17 chance of winning, and 17 comments and 61 likes. So 2 people are going to win, or maybe 1 person's going to win. So we are going to see. So the first one, regardless if the keyword is in here, this will be the free winner of the week. And the winner is Kevin Himes. This is horrible content. Congratulations, Kevin. Even though it's a bad comment, you still win. If you would like to check out how horrible it is, go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. And email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1, @gmail.com, with a username and pass or email you would like on the site. I'm guessing Kevin's not going to watch this video, so he's not going to win, but we will wait to see. Now, congratulations to Kevin Himes, who's making the long-awaited return to the Hall of Shame. So congratulations, Kevin. So we are going to re-pick it. Now, he might be the winner again, but he doesn't have the keyword. So we will re-roll it right here, and we will see who the winner of the keyword is. PGA Daily, congratulations. The keyword yesterday was water. So all you got to do is email me and let me know your username on the website, and we will get your free week of FTA+. Now, that's the beginning. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over some plays at each position. Now, it's only 4 games. Normally when we have 5 or more games, we'll give you 3 top, 3 mid, or 3 value picks at each position. But what we're going to give you is we're going to give you probably about 5 plays at each position with the projections that we have. These are early projections through the day. If you want to see the rest of them, they will be in this article right here. Towards the end of the video, we're going to build a Fanduel lineup and build a DraftKings lineup using the matchup tool, which we've got on the screen, which we've updated for the first week of play. So we're pretty good. We've got a few games under the belt. We'll look at that. As always, these videos are sponsored by Outlier.Bet. Check out Outlier.Bet for your sports betting need and DFS help. Now, the help is what I do is I go to games, and then I break down the games, and we go through those games. So if you want to see the picks, you want to see the Vegas odds, those will all be there. And anyone who signs up with the link down below, you're going to get a 7-day free trial to their pro package. After that 7 days, if you guys decide to go with their normal package, with our link, we are going to give you a free week of FTA+, or a free month of FTA+, sorry. If you go with their pro package, we are going to give you 3 months free of FTA+. Now, anyone who signs up with that Outlier link down below today in this video, and then you email me proof that you signed up with your username or email, whatever you signed up with, I'm going to give you 3 days free of FTA+. So check it out, Outlier.Bet. The link is down below. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over this article, and we're going to go over each position right now. So any questions, get those down below. We have a Discord as well. So looking at the beginning, we've got 4 games. It's a weird 4-game slate, like the way that we got like 9 games and 4 games. It seems like every other day, but that's what we're going. So we're going to go over some of these plays in this position. If you want to see all of them, you got to click the link for this article. So looking at the point guard today, Luka back-to-back. We've got him at 58 fantasy points. Would not surprise me if he goes for 60+ yet again. That is definitely something that I could see him doing in this game. We got De'Aaron Fox at 46 fantasy points. We got CJ McCollum at 38. Dennis Schroeder at 31, and Brandon Podziemski at 31 fantasy points. Think he'll get a little bit of boost with Steph being out an extended period of time. So Podziemski here, he is still relatively cheap at 4,900. I like those odds there. Last game, 2 days ago, 15.25 with only 25 minutes played, but he is averaging 25 minutes a game. With Steph being out, I do like his odds here in this game as a cheap under 5K play. Moving to the shooting guard position, we do have Trey Murphy out, Bojanovic out, but I've got Anthony Edwards projected 48 to 50 fantasy points. I've got CJ McCollum, 38 fantasy points. I've got Jamal Murray, 38 fantasy points. Brandon Ingram, 36. And we've got Colin Sexton projected right around 31 fantasy points for the shooting guard position. Now, people watching this video, what other things would you like to see in these videos? What kind of content? What are you looking for in your daily fantasy sports content for NBA? We've got NFL, we've got everything else. And not just give me the 5 plays to play. Like, we're not here to just give you the plays. We're here to make you a better DFS player. So if you are looking to become a better DFS player, check out all of the content at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Check out all of the content we have here on YouTube, whether or not it's the shorts, whether or not it's the videos. Let me know what you would like to see in these videos. So we move to the small forward position. We've got Lauren Markkinen at 40 fantasy points. We've got Cam Thomas at 38, DeMar DeRozan at 37, Cam Johnson at 31, and Jonathan Kuminga at 30 fantasy points. Now, with Kuminga, he could get a little bit of boost too with Steph being out, which takes the ball out of his hands as well. The problem is he's been inconsistent. He's coming off his best game against the Clippers, played 22 minutes, the most amount of minutes he's played, 25.75 fantasy points. I don't mind that. He's dropped down under 6K. I will take him a little bit as our 5th highest projected small forward on the slate so far. Now, other things can change. Other people can be ruled out, and that'll bump other people up later on. So I tell you, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com projections. About 2 to 3 hours before tip-off, we'll see if anything is updated since then. And with 4 games, we got a 30 minutes later than what we're used to. Moving to the power forward, you got Zion right around 43 to 45 fantasy points projected. Julius Randle, 41 fantasy points. And then it drops down considerably. Michael Porter Jr., 32 fantasy points. Keegan Murray, 31. And then Aaron Gordon at 29 fantasy points. Now we move to the center position. The guy I had in the picture in the video yesterday, the guy is projected the highest today. He's got a great matchup here. Nikola Jokic, about 60 fantasy points. I think he had 66 yesterday. He is obviously double-double threat every single day. It's always like minus 750. But on top of that, he could get a triple-double. Okay? He is a stud. He's going to score a ton of fantasy points. I think we're able to build a lineup with him in there and still feel comfortable paying up at other positions too. So we got Sabonis at 45 fantasy points. We've got, or 49 fantasy points, excuse me. We've got Julius Randle at 41, Rudy Gobert at 37, and then it drops down to Walker Kessler right around 29 to 30 fantasy points. So center position, especially on a small 4-game slate like this, I usually like to pay up a little bit more. You still find a couple of value plays like Missy and Gafford, and they'll be able to pay up other positions, but I usually pay up at the center position pretty much any given night. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our fantasy points tool, the points allowed by position, which you can find under the NBA tab, under the NBA points allowed by position tool. Now you can see all of these. These are the defenses. These are what they rank in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, 3 points attempted or given, DraftKings fantasy points, and Fanduel fantasy points. Now these are clearly what we saw last year, and we will update it throughout the year, but it breaks it down by position when you're trying to build some lineups. So let's build a DraftKings lineup using what we possibly can. I think I want to get Jokic in there. He's the most expensive guy on the slate, and he makes the most amount of sense when I'm trying to build a lineup today. So I've got him at the center position. I want to look at shooting guard. Like I said, a cheap pick that I think is going to have some fun, Podziemski. But I want him at shooting guard, not point guard. So looking at Podziemski at shooting guard here, I want to get him in there. Now, we've put 2 in there. We can build around. Now, I think what I'm going to do is be focusing mainly on a mini, Minnesota stack, like a 2-person stack, and also maybe a 2-person Golden State stack as well. So looking at the point guard, we did not talk about him, but Mike Conley, which I've got projected right around 24 to 28 fantasy points range, I've got him in there. And now we move to the small forward position. Now, we used him the other day, or we projected him throughout the other day. 2 nights ago, we projected him at 25 fantasy points, or yesterday, 25 fantasy points. He had 29, so the projections were pretty close. Played 40 minutes in that game. He's 4,400. He's very cheap option, and he's outproducing his price. He's a very valuable option in this slate, especially if you want to get Jokic in there as well. So I move to power forward. We talked about him in the write-up. We've got Cam Johnson coming in, 5,200 in that same game, Denver at Brooklyn. So if you look at this, Denver at Brooklyn has a 217.5 over-under. Sac at Utah, 235.5. New Orleans at Golden State, 217. And then Dallas at Minnesota, 222, with Minnesota being a 5-point favorite there. So Cam Johnson, he's playing the minutes there, almost 30 minutes a game. Had 30 fantasy, almost 1.1 fantasy point per minute played, which is pretty much what you're looking for. So now we have 3 spots available, a guard, a forward, and a utility spot with 6,600 on the table that we want to use. So we go into the guard, which we can use pretty much anyone we want, but he is in our write-up as well. De'Aaron Fox against Utah. You can see he's got a great matchup here. You can see the minutes are not a problem, 35-plus minutes in every single game. He had a 50-burger against the Lakers. He also, against Portland, had 40 fantasy points yesterday. Now, the only difference we see sometimes in NBA is how do players react on a second game of a back-to-back. Now, we can wait to see. Probably need about a month's worth of data to see how the player performs on a second game of a back-to-back than a first game, but we've got a week's worth of data that we can go over. So now we got 5,600 for a forward and a utility spot. I got to get my man Julius Randle in here against Dallas. Whether or not you're using him as power forward center, it really just depends. 40 plus his last 2 games. He's dropped down in price, goes up against a Minnesota team that's only a 5-point favorite with a over-under that I feel comfortable with. Now, our utility spot, we're able to go anywhere. We have 3,700 left. So looking at that, Kevin Looney, again, against New Orleans, you can see had a great game against the Clippers. 20 minutes, 35 fantasy points. He was 3,200. He's only 3,700 this time. If we look at this, New Orleans against the center position last year, and you want to look at them, the Pelicans. Right here. 5th and 6th. So they're pretty good. But again, the defenses have changed since last year for the majority of teams, if not all of the teams. So if we look at that, I don't mind this lineup at all. We're paying up for Jokic. We're paying up for De'Aaron Fox. We're paying up for Julius Randle, and then the rest are scrubs. So stars and scrubs type lineup. Now, this is not the only lineup I'm going to be making. This is not the lineup we're going to put on the FantasyTeamAdvisors.com website, but this is one of the lineups I will be playing. I use these lineups that we play. Unless someone's ruled out, then we obviously update it as well. So if you want to see other plays, you want to see core plays, you want to see all of that, check out the Discord in the description down below. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with FanDuel. We're going to build a lineup right here. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing. I don't know. I think today we could build a lineup without using Doncic, without using Jokic. So I don't think we need Luka in this one. I think we drop down. While those are going to be the 2 highest, they're obviously the highest priced guys. They're in great matchups. I think we could maybe sacrifice Jokic for Sabonis here, save a little bit of money, and feel comfortable with that. So let's go with that kind of approach. But we'll see. So just kind of overlooking all of the information that we've got, I think I want to go with Sabonis as my center tonight. So I'm going to put Sabonis here, and then that brings us to point guard. We've already talked about this. And before we build this whole lineup, if you have never been to the channel before, you are in for a treat. So we are going to break down Thursday Night Football. The video might go out a little bit later. I think everyone pretty much is healthy enough that I don't think they're going to be a late scratch for no reason. So Thursday Night Football, we've got going. We'll have that breakdown there. Check out the website. We will have all of the projections out for NFL. We will have the rankings article and video out there. So we rank all of the players: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defenses. We rank pretty much 300 players a week. So we'll check that out. We'll do the video for that. We'll do a main slate breakdown this weekend for NFL Week 9. Can't believe we're already in Week 9. And we will have some fun with it. So if you have any questions, we'll also use our matchup tool. We'll build with our matchup tool. So let's keep going on this build. De'Aaron Fox is where I want. Now we're at shooting guard. Looking at shooting guard here, you could pay up for Anthony Edwards. Not the best matchup, the worst matchup for him, according to FanDuel. You got Cam Thomas, who is in there. I like that matchup for Cam if you want to pay $8,000. But I think we're going to go down a little bit. We've used DiVincenzo a few times this year. We used him the first night and we used him the second night. He did not come through at 11.2. He's 4,800, so I think we're pretty good here. Colin Sexton was in our write-up. I like using him there. Then we look at the small forward position. So looking at that, Herbert Jones, got Herbert the pervert there. We've got under 20 fantasy points out of him. He's playing the minutes. I do like this matchup for him. Now, this lineup can and probably will change throughout the day once we have some news, but I got to get a little bit of exposure to these guys. Then we move to the power forward. I want DeRozan. We've already talked about DeRozan. That leaves us 5,300 for a power forward. You can either go Naz Reid or PJ Washington if you want to use the thing, or you go Trace Jackson Davis at Golden State with Steph being out. Bad game against the Clippers, only 15 minutes, the least amount of minutes he's played for whatever reason. He had back-to-back 25-plus fantasy point games. At 5,000, you could go, we're looking at 5 times value there at 25. So you could go Trace Jackson Davis. You could go PJ Washington if we look at his game logs coming off a fantastic game. The minutes are there for PJ Washington. That's probably where I'm playing. I think you could maybe switch out Trace Jackson Davis or Dorian Finney-Smith, but the minutes with PJ Washington are a little bit more consistent, 30-plus minutes in those games. So there's another lineup for you. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. But the keyword for today is pistachio. I had some pistachio ice cream yesterday, and it was pretty good. It's not the first time I've had it, but that is the keyword. So if you're still listening, if you're still here, congratulations. You have a chance at a free week of FTA+. So that's what we've got. Any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. We'll try to answer them down below, or get into the Discord and tag me on the Discord, and I will answer them as well. So we'll get there. We'll do projections out there. We'll do some sports bets out there. We'll try to give you guys some bets as we possibly can. So that's what I've got. Good luck on this small Tuesday slate. We'll be back tomorrow for a bigger slate. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.